Anchal, a huge welcome to you on Filme Shilmy and a very ferocious and a very warm welcome and congratulations rather on Yeh Kaali Kaali Ankhein and super excited to hear about season 2 which has just been announced. So I'm sure you must be very excited for that.
First of all, thank you so much. It was a very nice, smartly done interview where you said ferocious and warm welcome. The blend of two worlds, just like Purva.
Yeah, actually, literally, yeah, exactly. But I'm glad that you saw the little endeavor that I did with the words there. But no, I think yes. I mean, Anchal, how has it been? I mean, it's been some time since the series has streamed on Netflix, and I think there has been a barrage of compliments coming your way. So how has it been? How have you been feeling and soaking that in?
It's been a very delightful experience and absolutely gratifying. The love and appreciation has been pouring in from all over the world. So I'm in a very, very happy place right now.
That's wonderful. Well, it's great to see you smile and it's great to hear that you're in a happy space. Now, not so sure about Purva though. I don't think she's in quite a happy space at the moment, especially with what's happened to her at the end of season 1 and with the way her character was in the show. But I think I'm a sucker when it comes to great characters and when it comes to very femme fatalish type sort of traits. So, Ajal, for you to adapt yourself into such a such a gray role, what would you say was the process you had to go through emotionally and mentally to get and understand Purva's state and her condition?
Um, See, honestly, I actually never treated Purva as a negative character. I think she's a very real character. She does have shades of gray, and nobody is born evil. It is all circumstantial. It is the situations that lead her to take things in a certain way. So those are very human qualities, the shades of gray that we see in her. And also because she is cushioned with so much of power, she has that advantage to her where she can use her family influence to get closer to the goal of her life, which is Vikrant.
Mm,
Getting into her mind, getting into her psyche was not an easy thing to crack because we had to maintain the subtlety and the balance of this character. She is full of these paradoxes. She's this kind, generous woman at the face of it, and almost always smiling. She never uses her power or money to her advantage and throws it on people.
mm,
She she has that class in her, but then she is also this woman who is feisty, who is a go-getter. She's almost like a warrior, and she doesn't give up on Vikrant.
mm,
So to maintain this sort of balance uh, was easy once I cracked into her mind,
mm,
which for which I have to thank my director Siddharth Sen Gupta. He took me through his vision and his world of Purva that he had created.
mm,
Then there was Debindu Bhattacharya. He also workshopped me. And then, most importantly, I spent a lot of time with myself to try and understand that where is this girl coming from?
mm,
Why is she behaving a certain way? Because we see the story from Vikrant's point of view, it is his narrative. We do not delve into a lot of sides of Purva, but I prepared for that as well. Like we don't see her insecurities, the kind of environment she has been brought up in. So once as an actor you make all the pointers and you make a character like a real living human being,
mm.
you are able to sort of crack the role.
Very, very wow. That's so beautifully described there. And it's quite interesting how you mentioned that you've not sort of, or you've not actually explored the backdrop of the character per se and the deep-rooted upbringing that she's had. I think that's perhaps something which we can look forward to in season 2, maybe, is perhaps a bit more in the past, because I know a lot of successful web series, what they've done is when they've had such a menacing character, like, for example, Inside Edge. like with Vikrant Dhawan's character. In the latest season, they sort of take a few steps back and actually explain the origin story of that role. So I presume that's something what's going to happen with Purva, right, in season two.
Well, all I can say is that just the way one was full of surprises,
Hmm.
season two is going to come with the same promise, with bigger and better plots. I'm sure Purva is not going to make Vikrant's life easy.
Oh God, yeah, no, no, no. I think उसकी जो दीवानगी है वो अब हद से मतलब गुजरने वाली है अब, and I think that is something very.
शिद्दत वाला प्यार है, ऑनेस्ट प्यार है, ट्रूथफुल है, बचपन से प्यार किया है, तो थोड़ा हुक एंड बाय हुक बोलते हैं ना, हुक और बाय क्रुक, आई हैव टू गेट टू हिम.
Yeah, but do you know what? This is what I really like, Anchal, because I love the fact that Ye Kaali Kaali Ankhein actually doesn't have a stereotypical hero and villain, really. I mean, except for Saurabh Shukla's character, your father, your on-screen father.
Yeah.
Except for him, there's no other real villain, so to speak, in the series. And I think that is something which I find very fascinating. So for you as an actor, I think to uh, work in the industry at this moment in time where we are seeing such unsanitized roles, how gratifying is it? Like how emotionally and I think creatively liberating is it for you to sort of get such opportunities?
Uh, I think one reason why, especially on OTT, we are able to show the various sides to different characters is because the liberty of time is with us, and it's and the makers, because of the time, because of that given time, can explore into the whys and hows of a human being, which is very interesting because, as I said before, that nobody is born an evil person, nobody is
Mm,
born a saint. It is only the situations and the circumstances we go through or we put into, we have to behave a certain way. Like, for example, Purva and Vikrant are almost similar if we see
mm,
broadly. The
mm.
way I'm madly in love with Vikrant, and I'm going to go to any extent to get to him. Vikrant is doing the same thing for Shikha.
True. Yeah.
Both
Yeah.
both in the name of love are doing things, just that Purva has power at her disposal and Vikrant doesn't.
Mm,
But and he's also taking those steps uh, in the series, which would be labeled as villainous.
mm,
But the point is that, uh, is somebody good or bad? Is somebody black or white? We cannot slot that anymore. So right now, to be working, especially in such series, it's it's such a great opportunity for an actor, because once you get into your role, you get into your character, you have the opportunities to present different sides of the character. So meanwhile, by simultaneously as you're showing the journey of the character, you're also getting an opportunity to show as an actor that this is all I can shoulder upon, like this is all that I can do right now. And
mm.
I think that's a great thing. It's a win-win situation both ways.
And I find it very fascinating also because I think at the same time Ye Kali Kali Ankhein streamed on Netflix, we also had another show called Human on Disney Plus Hotstar as well. And I'm not sure if you've seen that show, but Shefali Shah also plays a very dark, antagonistic character. And my goodness, I mean, it was quite. I don't know. It was very unsettling, but yet a treat to watch two very wonderful performances simultaneously. Obviously yours and of course Shefali Ma'am's as well. But I think it's wonderful, right, to see like and not just making it gender specific, but it's great to see Hindi entertainment now sort of showing like women characters not as the love interest or as the supporting figure now. They are that it's becoming fearless. Like, and I think, kudos goes to actors like, Vidya Balan, Kajol, Priyanka Chopra, for example, to name a few, for actually, starting that conversation in terms of like with the roles that they played. So I guess for you, why do you think it's taken this time for such roles to happen and such a movement to happen in terms of these gray roles coming together, especially played by women in the industry?
That's an interesting question. See, if we refer to um, if we refer to history, strong women characters were always written. The other day, I was going through few short stories by Rabindranath Tagore. I was actually reading his Gitanjali, his poems, and I started reading Chokar Bali and other things. I I was just taken aback. I was like, wow, his women are so empowered. His women are so honest and out there.
Mhm.
So even for that matter, if you would talk about our movies like the Mother India, and then we obviously have Smita Patil, who's done amazing work. What I mean to say is that women characters have always been around. Just that there was always a scope to sort of get them more in the forefront.
Mm,
And especially today, because of these streaming platforms, there is so much content that needs to be produced, that we need to have a variety of subjects.
mm,
And now the makers do sense that ever since they have started making woman oriented subjects, where they show women howsoever they are, whether they are gray, black, white, colorful, unabashedly fierce, in howsoever whatsoever way they want to show, the audiences want to watch that. And
mm,
as an audience, I want to watch that. So when I read the character of Purva, first the audience in me was floored. I was like, wow, getting an opportunity to play such an amazing character would be such a blessing for me.
mm, mm.
So I think as an audiences we are absolutely ready, and makers are also ready with that.
That's a good response. Achal, no doubt you are a success story. I think your journey has been very, very eventful. I think because obviously you began with TV commercials, and then you also did a really huge Sri Lankan film. You've done Tollywood, you've done Punjabi films, and obviously you did a show on Sony Live as well previously. But I also believe that behind one Achal Singh, behind one success story, there is a history of struggles and a history of Sangharsh. What was that Sangharsh period like for you? What was that journey to reach the stage like for you? I mean, it surely must not have been easy, right?
uh, the waiting period, as I like to call it, is never easy for anyone. But then these are the times when that's what I believe. These are the times I feel the God is testing you. You're testing your patience, testing your dedication. Um, he is probably wanting to learn more things. So I have tried to keep myself positive at a lot of places, but sometimes obviously one feels low and disappointed because you have certain dreams and you want to fulfill those dreams, and you just feel that there are lack of opportunities. Um, in such times, I've always meditated, and I remember this poem my father had introduced me, called Invictus by William Ernest.
Oh, nice.
So, in fact, I love this. Another poem that I really love, and I would want your listeners to um, read this as well. It's called If by Rudyard Kipling.
Okay.
So, what I mean to say is that a lot of inspiration and motivation is around us. And no matter, even if you're waiting, we're always learning. So the learning should never stop.
Hmm.
So that's pretty much about my journey. Yeah.
Mhm. Now, learnings काफी सारे होते हैं. You know, it's not just one singular lesson that we learned. But what would you say has been the most important life teachings for you so far? And what do you think, and how do you think that's helped you in your development?
Mm. One of the most important life teaching would be to never, um to always keep talking to yourself, to never stop connecting with self. Because what is outside of us, the all these, successes, these failures, that outside world, that can be disillusioned. It can take you away from the reality. But if you're connected to yourself, you can look deep within and you can have a conversation with yourself.
Mm.
Nothing can stop you from going ahead in life. So this is one life lesson that I really stick to.
Hmm. Now, I think when one sets out to be an actor, I'm sure they always have that one type of role or one type of trajectory that they aspire to receive or to achieve from their journey. What would you say was that expectation or that aspiration for you actually before you began as an actor? And do you feel you've been successful in achieving that?
Um, the reason I wanted to be an artist was because as a young child, I was always moved by by whatever I saw as cinema, whether it was going to a theater, whether it was watching on my TV. It it had such a huge influence on my mind. I remember that if I used to be sad, I used to go and watch some movie. Sometimes, you have, without experiencing so many things, I think I know all so much about life because I've seen the journey of certain characters in the cinema.
Mm.
So as a child, I have been moved multiple times. Yeah, as an artist, I've always wanted to do the same, to bring a smile or to bring a laughter or to move somebody. And if I can do that to even one single person, I feel that, okay, I've done my job.
And I think it's really funny because people change like that. Ek success, matlab, people even who weren't even acknowledging you would acknowledge you. And I feel like that's exactly what Triumph does. It really changes and brings out the superficiality of other human beings to another human being.
Yeah.
Um, since Ye Kali Kali Ankhein success, have you also noticed that people who perhaps were not reacting to you before are now reacting to you and trying to reach out now and try to cash in on your success, so to speak?
Well, these are the teachings of life. People change, people come, people go. But then that's how it is. I mean, वो बोलते हैं ना, चढ़ते सूरज को
Salam karte hain.
सलाम. तो उस चीज की नॉलेज मुझे हमेशा से थी. Though I am really enjoying all the attention right now, but I also understand that this is all fragile. And my only takeaway and my only motive has been to enjoy the process of acting, which I have done. These are just the byproducts which I enjoy, but then I don't seek for it. These are the pluses.
Yeah, it's not the actual aim. Your aim is to actually act and try and explore yourself as an artist, right? That's what
Right,
the aim
right,
is, the
right.
goal is, isn't it?
Exactly.
Right, right.
But
But
having said that, uh, the kind of love people have been giving me right now, it is overwhelming. It does boost up your morale. It does make you feel that yes, you have finally found validation in the work that you have been wanting to do since a long time. So it gives you a great deal of push. But that's about it. It should not be the motive of your life कि मुझे ना बहुत attention मिल जाए. Let me do this so that people can get happy. Let me do this so that I'll get more noticed. If I start thinking like that, तो फिर वो artist की journey खत्म हो जाएगी.
Hmm. And I also feel, Anchal, and I'm glad that आपने ये बात raised की actually, because I feel like cloud chasing has become a bit of a norm these days. I feel like people are just so worried about failing, and not being able to make money and not being able to fend for their family and the loved ones.
Yeah.
That there is this whole notion of cloud chasing and sticking to the formula and doing what's best. Um, do you also feel that as well? Have you also felt that pressure on you as well at a time when maybe perhaps you were waiting for the right opportunities? Did you ever feel that pressure at any point?
No, on the hindsight, I always felt with whenever there was a waiting period or whenever I felt that I was going through a struggle, uh, I always felt that yes, this is exactly what I want to do. If even if it takes a little more waiting, I'm ready to wait. Let me just focus on my craft and help myself be positive. But sooner or later, you will sort of get to what you're here for. And I also believe that if the God has planted that seed in you in a form of a dream, it will one day bloom into a tree. But sometimes it just takes a little time. That's it.
Hmm, hmm. Like you
Yeah.
basically just feel that confidence, that sort of divine intervention in your life when that fear comes, right? Like that's what you're saying,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah, and I feel that I don't believe in negative, positive, black, white. We are just playing, symbolizing real human characters which have a lot of shades. And today, there are variety of roles, there are variety of subjects. So for an actor also, you need not feel that you're going to be stuck particularly in anything.
Hmm. So aage jaake, what sort of a role would you like to play? I mean, is there a one type of dream role, let's say, that you're uh, pursuing or trying to gain?
Mm, not, I don't know. I haven't thought about that honestly. Because to start with, I was waiting for something really good to happen, and then Ye Kali Kali Ankhein happen, and now suddenly, I'm been asked that what are the kind of choices would I go in forever. So, very recently, I saw this movie, Sense and Sensibility. So, I think I levitate towards the period drama and
Nice.
that sort of work of art. So, maybe, yeah, maybe something like that.
And plus, you have experience in that area as well, because, like I said, your technically your acting career started with such a period film, right? In that way, so it's quite interesting. You've also had that experience of playing like a princess. So that must have really taught you a lot about like principles and sort of adapting grace as well and presenting yourself with a lot of grace, right?
Yeah, that was in fact my first film project, and I had never experienced a huge working set before. So I learned a lot of things there. And the yes, you're right. The character of Yashodhara, she is such a pious character, such a graceful lady, and the kind of devotion she had for her husband, Prince Siddhartha, who later, when he got enlightenment, became the Buddha. So, as a wife, the kind of quality she had, it I think brought me really closer to I would say mothers. The kind
Mm.
of love they have for like I've seen my mom. She gives so much to her family, husband, her children, her parents. So I think being in that character taught me so much about these strong feminine things that we generally don't talk about it easily. We always say, ki, Are, so what?
Hmm, true, true. That's very interesting. That's really, really cool. But I think also in terms of future projects, obviously you have your Kali Kali Anke season 2 coming up, which everyone is waiting with bated breaths, and I cannot wait to see how Purva makes Vikrant's life Jeena Mushkil in that. But what else do you have lined up? I mean, is there anything else that we can look forward to besides that?
Um, I have completed another season of a series, which officially is going to be announced soon, hopefully. Apart from that, no, I haven't signed on anything. I'm just sort of going through a couple of things, and we'll be signing something soon.
Oh, I think so. And I told you, Anchal, I think you just wait and watch. Like people are gonna trust me. ये मतलब ये जो सारी opportunities हैं ना, वो एक धड़ाधड़ rush करके आएंगी आपकी तरफ. I'm very certain about that because, I think I
Thank you
remember
so
Secret Superstar. There was that one beautiful dialogue that Amir Khan had said that talent is like bubbles, in a fizzy drink. वो बस ऊपर आता जाता है. And I think you're one of those bubbles, and you will
Thank
reach
you
that top.
so much, Anand, for your kind words. Like, that's really heart
No,
touching. Thank
it's
you.
it's just facts, honestly. And honestly, it's just what a great performance. I mean, Purva is definitely someone who everyone will be talking about this year, that's for sure. And great show and a great talent like yourself, Archel. So thank you so much for joining me on Filmy Shilmy. It was such a pleasure to
Thank
have
you
you.
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. All right. See you. Bye.